All right. Halfway through the week, and it feels like a Tuesday.
Which means you can get your hump on and still eat tacos.
Whoa.
Leftovers from yesterday.
Yeah.
Turning your hump day into a hump night is COVINO and Rich. Tight like Lilo and Stitch. It's the Lilo and Stitch rage of 2025, everybody.
Kids
Number
love
one
it.
movie in the world.
Kids can't get enough.
It's also the Pacers rage of 2025. Hope you had a Pacers sort of night, not a Knicks sort of night. Are they done? We'll talk about it.
Hopefully you had a perfect Halliburton type of evening.
Yeah, who's cooler than him right now, besides me? It's the world-famous COVINO and Rich. Danny G is here. Iowa Sam is here. Monty Bolaños.
Go!
And thank you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. Let's go.
All right.
Yes!
Oh, yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes. See?
Now, good news for the Indiana Pacers. You won last night, and you prevented the Knicks from having a breath of hope because they thought, Knicks win last night. You got a series, and you're going back to the Garden. They put a stop to that right away. And I had a thought about this. Now, we all know that the Indiana Pacers aren't ratings busters. It's not like OKC. OKC lighten up the numbers for networks. But I think by looking at past ratings, this might be the lowest ratings of the 21st century. OKC and
At the same time, it's good
Indiana.
for basketball to
Is
have
it?
some of these smaller market teams competing on this level and
guess.
showing the parity of the NBA. But, yeah, for ratings purposes, not so great.
what do I care about ratings? I'm not working for, the networks.
Ratings, baby, ratings.
Gold, baby, gold. But Iowa Sam, I mean, you're a small market, small town Iowa boy.
Iowa boy. Small town.
Sam Javier over there. We all agree that Indiana and OKC cannot be what the NBA wanted, even a little bit.
No, but you know what I say to this is I don't give an S about the ratings because it's 7 new teams in 7 years winning a championship. There's no dynasties right now.
Right.
I'm all for teams winning their first championship or first in a long time, first
Yeah,
ever, or first
I would
long
say
time.
most fans are sick of the usual suspects
Yes, absolutely.
and the big market teams.
Ratings would say otherwise because the Golden State Warriors, when they were in it, ratings were high. And right
That's
now,
what I meant when I
it-
said good for basketball.
Bears nothing on me. Like the ratings don't matter to me. I'll watch. I'm happy for those fan bases.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
but who cares about the network's ratings?
Monty, do you have a Paul George jersey in your collection? Because he was a Clipper.
He was a Clipper. I have a Paul George jersey,
Okay.
like a shirt that's the jersey.
The reason I ask is...
Camino has a Paul Rubens jersey.
Nice.
Rich Davis has a Boy
You can
George
have my
jersey.
jersey. You can have it.
No,
if you
I don't-
want it,
I
'cause
don't
think
want
I'm
it.
never going to use it again.
Paul George comes up because there's a meme flying around that says it would be fun if the finals was OKC versus Indy, so we could say both our small market teams built on Paul George's desire to go to LA.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I like
I've seen that. It's actually quite
Both
funny.
teams built on his back.
I know.
I'm not going to play guessing games here. I'll just tell you, we don't need to beat around the bush. I looked it up. Worst ratings in the 21st century since the year 2000.
Is this for the OKC Minnesota game? Because the Knicks games haven't been like that.
No, I'm saying if the NBA Finals likely will be OKC
And Pacers.
You know what it is?
and
Is
Indiana.
people feel one way and do another. It's
Yeah.
like Yankees-Dodgers in the World Series. Everybody rolls their eyes like, wow, Yankees-Dodgers, you don't say. But then the ratings show that people tune in.
Exactly.
And the casual fans are watching, and everybody's excited. But the feeling, if you take the temperature of the public's opinion,
Orally?
of course orally.
What?
Yeah, it's the only way.
I don't know how you take temperatures.
I don't know how you
forehead,
I don't
too.
know how you take
You
temperatures.
can do the thermal scan on the forehead.
I mean,
Come
for
on
you
now.
to ask, I
just
mean, there
saying.
must be a debate
Bend
amongst your
over,
household.
bend over, Steven.
Yeah. Rich's device takes batteries.
Yeah, most people, when you get the feedback, it's like boring.
Right.
Dodgers, Yankees, come on.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the NBA, not to compare sports because it's very different, but it is cool to see the smaller market teams show that it doesn't need to be the Lakers or a bigger market team.
Can we agree to keep out the 2020 bubble season ratings? Because that was a different type of time and ratings were, skewed because of what we were doing and
A lot of
watching.
people say it doesn't count anyway. So go ahead.
Take away that year.
I disagree with those people, but go ahead.
No, I think it counted equally or maybe even more. I'm just saying for this.
Absolutely.
I thought it mattered most. I was bored as hell.
I'm saying for the purpose of this conversation, a regular year where there weren't, people worried about a pandemic.
Sure.
Since the year 2000. Give me your. I've been waiting for that. Thanks, Sam. Top 3 worst NBA ratings. Some of them are predictable. One of them was last year, by the way. Boston and Dallas, which just shows maybe viewership is just down, but last
those
year.
are 2 big market teams.
Last year, that was your 3rd lowest.
I think, Monty, didn't we bring it up on Doug's show last hour? It was like
The Bucks.
Spurs. It was Spurs versus someone in the early 2000s.
Cavs.
So it was.
Don't worry. The people listening now, they don't listen to that one.
LeBron's first
Kidding.
finals. Well, that's
Yeah,
why I'm bringing
was-
it up again in case people didn't hear it.
It was LeBron's first finals versus the Spurs. It was a clean sweep. Spurs won 4-0. That was a bad one. That was 6.2 million people average watch. And the one that sort of proves this point that Indiana versus OKC will probably be low because the lowest was Giannis and the Bucks, Milwaukee,
That's what I figured.
and the Phoenix Suns.
And the Suns, I was going to, yeah.
So
I'm just
figured
looking at the
that.
list of the last couple of finals. That one makes sense.
By saying this, though, you're also counting out the Knicks, counting out the Timberwolves, and who's to say, I mean, I agree with that, but who's to say that the Knicks don't come back to the Garden and play their hearts out? It's unlikely. It's unlikely that the Timberwolves turn it around tonight, but it could happen. You also have to say that if Halliburton plays the way he played last night, triple-double, no turnovers, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists, 4 steals. If he has a game like that, Garden or not, it's over for the Knicks.
Also, those ratings and any rating concerns the big networks may have don't affect us, the real sports fans. It affects the casual fans.
That's it. That's
like
why
my mom,
yes.
who will only watch if it's a big time matchup.
Yep.
That's why a Yankees-Dodgers is a big ratings boost because casual fans are like, no way.
But
the average fan is like, really? How boring is that?
I was excited about Yankees-Dodgers, but I don't think the series itself was very good. Let's be honest.
I'm just saying it sounds predictable, right? So as
Did you not see Freddie Freeman's grand slam?
I know.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
great. I'm trying to
you-
shed
did
the
you-
bias
did
of.
Did Garrett Cole
Did you-
point to the first base
I'm
guy?
trying to shed the bias of being in LA. It was not a good series. It wasn't because it was almost a sweep.
Have you not watched the documentary on Apple TV?
Did you not see Fat Joe's performance?
Did you not see Ice Cube prancing around Dodger Stadium?
All that is
how many
fine.
times do you get these? And I hate comparing sports because, again, like I said, they're all different. But when you have big matchups and big hype behind the matchups, you're always let down. It's usually the undercard that is the fight of the night, right? So just because these are boring teams doesn't mean it's not going to be the greatest series we've ever seen.
I know what you're saying. To a sports fan, doesn't matter. But the networks rely on not just the sports fan.
On
they
the
rely on
casual fans.
your Aunt Sharon to watch the NBA Finals casually. And if, LeBron James or Steph Curry or, a big old school superstar is in it, they'll watch. But your Aunt Sharon probably has never even heard of SGA in her life. She probably thinks it's like a code for her Medicare or something.
Yeah, but you know what?
Hey,
You're not
put
doing
in
the show
SGA.
for my Aunt Sharon.
I'm
The people
saying.
listening to this would be excited just to see a great series.
Yeah,
if
and
their
the-
team's out of it already.
The Pacers are a fun team to watch.
They are.
They are.
Like that when they lock down on defense and with that offense they have, they're a fun team to watch.
They're a fun team to sort of get annoyed by, too.
And Butthead's really fun to watch. I'm sorry. I mean, sorry, not Butthead. I was thinking Chet Holmgren.
Oh.
He's the
So
coolest.
rude.
That
The
guy's
Thunder,
great.
Thunder, same thing. They could lock their defense down, and obviously they have a ton of scoring
But I
power.
do think the Thunder annoy the fans right now because of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, there is a
Yeah,
side of
the-
it that people are not wanting to watch
the touchy foul
because
calls.
they think he's, going for the foul and not going to score.
Yeah, that's very noticeable, especially on the big stage right now.
Yeah.
And if you watched the game last night, the Knicks fought hard. I thought they fought hard, but just fell too short. They just lost the game. I thought they were coming back at one point, and just when you thought they were coming back, the Pacers shut them down. And again,
They could never get that one big stop on defense that they
Exactly.
needed.
Couldn't get that stop. Pacers
That
showed they
was-
were better last
That
night.
was the story of Game 4 in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, but
every
you
time
thought the
Minnesota,
Knicks might show some fight and might come back last night.
Yeah, but anytime Minnesota has showed any sign of like, ooh, they're within 5, again, the butthead, Chet, found a way to get a big rebound, or Williams hit a 3, or, Anthony Edwards was playing like ass that day. So
But the T-Wolves also blew them out in the first game back in Minnesota, so they are capable.
But blowout wins are hard to gauge. That was such a wire-to-wire win where it's like Minnesota, when they get tested, they seem to not be able to come out of it.
do you want these things to extend, or are you sort of like, I don't know.
I do. I mean,
Extend.
as any fan, if you're not a Pacers fan, you don't want to see another game. I do.
There's a part of me that's like, I don't know.
I want
You
the
ever see like
I want the Timberwolves to win tonight.
You ever see a
Yeah.
squirrel or like some woodland creature get hit on the side of the highway and it's limping? Like someone
Thank
just
you
shoot it.
so much for that.
Someone just hit it. Someone just run
Put it out
over.
of its misery.
Yeah, like what do you do? Going back to
Oh,
the
man,
Gardens
because
of
the Knicks are showing fight. We're hoping
That
the
squirrel's going
Timberwolves
back to
show
the
some
garden.
fight.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's
No,
fine.
but I'm being serious. Like, all right, for instance, Cove, if you're a Knicks fan, for real,
They were in the game
Yeah,
till the
they've
very
been
end.
all the games.
They were
me.
in the game. They lost 121-130, 131-21 yesterday, but they were close.
to quote MC Hammer, look at these eyes, man.
I don't
Can't
want
touch
to.
it.
I don't like looking at you.
Look at me for a second.
I don't want to.
Look at me in the eyes and tell me that if you're a Knicks fan,
It's weird looking you in the eye. You're all hyper.
Look at his size 9 head right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
His
This is-
pupils are all tiny.
He's got
Why?
crazy eyes.
Tiny pupils. Drugged out of his gourd.
I hate you guys. No, but if you're a Knicks fan, are you pumped about a Game 5 at the Garden when you're down 3-1? I'll be the first to tell you. I've been to a playoff game where my team is down 3-1 or 2-0, and you're there like, oh,
Yeah, but
what
we
am I-
tune into
why am I
sports.
here?
The beauty of sports is we tune in to watch the unimaginable,
the
right? The
miraculous.
unexpected, the miracles. Like, if the Knicks were to come back, that's why we watch. Like, yo, can you believe that, dude? And they were down 3-1, insane. It's not impossible to take one at the Garden, and it's one game at a time. Look, I hate to sound cliche. That's just how it is. So, again,
who's
rare to
favorite?
happen in basketball, but we've seen it in baseball. And they go back to the Garden. I think they got a shot. Or do you think it's over? 877-99 on Fox. I'm not saying a shot to win it. That would be awesome to see. Just for comeback purposes.
The
But I
Knicks
think they got a shot at the next game at the Garden.
the Knicks are favored by 4.5 at the Garden
Yeah.
on Thursday night.
And I think,
Tomorrow night.
I don't know, I think they have a better shot than the Timberwolves tonight at the Thunder. So I think there's a deeper fork in this series
All right, well,
than the Knicks Pacers.
I'll give you this. If the Knicks win tomorrow night, what it does, though, I guess you could say, instead of running over the struggling deer that you hit on the highway, if you want to keep it going, extend the life of the series, I guess there's something fun about, all right, well, then Saturday night we have something to watch. Saturday night would be Game 6 in Indiana, and then you're really locked in because you're like, oh, my God, if they steal this, then Game 7's at the Garden, so
That's what you
I
got to
get
hope
it,
for
yeah.
as the casual sports fan. So, again, Rich is saying the Timberwolves and the Knicks are on life support.
stick a fork in them.
Should we stick a fork in them?
Pull the plug.
Do we pull the plug? Do you call it a day? Or do you root for a few extra games just to give us something to watch, something else to root for? I think the Knicks were playing pretty tough. The Pacers just seem to be a little bit better, and they're hitting really big shots. Dude, Halliburton, we were talking before the game how it was like almost the perfect game, right? 32 points, no turnovers. He was hitting circus shots at the end, too. Taking real deep threes in the zone.
I'm just thinking about how
My point is, he has to play like that again and again to beat the Knicks. The Knicks are tough.
well,
And do you think that he's going to play that good all the time? If he does, that's how legends are made. Then you just got to applaud the guy and be like, yeah, wow, that was amazing.
I'm thinking of every
And then it
angle.
doesn't matter who you're rooting for moving forward.
I'm thinking of every angle to try to stay interested, and I got one. If the Thunder win tonight,
And by the way, Halliburton's papa was there to watch the whole thing.
did he get in anyone's face? He's good. He was good.
I think he flipped the bird to Chalamet.
If the Thunder win tonight, here's advantage East. Because what did I say? I feel like OKC is just going to murder everyone anyway. If they win tonight,
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that the way the Pacers are playing.
If the Thunder win tonight, they have to sit around for 8 days because Game 1 of the NBA Finals is not until next Thursday. So if the Indiana Pacers and the Knicks battle for 7, you could say, oh, they get tired out, but that might keep those teams like fresh and like their head in the right place. If a young OKC team sits around for 8 days while this other series unfolds, maybe that is advantage East. I'm just trying to think of a way that this Finals is exciting.
All right, so your thoughts on the game last night and the game tonight, 877-99 on Fox. We're broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, CNR, Covino and Rich, is brought to you by Travis Matthew Apparel, designed for confidence and comfort. No matter where the day takes you, visit TravisMatthew.com. Receive 20% off your first order when you sign up for email. That's TravisMatthew.com, 20% off your first order when you sign up for email. And that MLB collection is where it's at. We'll tell you more about that later. But I also want to let you know what's coming up today. Midweek Major. It's already Wednesday, so the biggest stories in sports and pop culture are the headlines midweek or major, plus Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. Your chance to win some prizes.
I thought you were telling people things that they should be excited to listen for.
Yeah, Mike's Wednesday's Words of Wisdom.
I was going to say there's a Myles Garrett story that Danny G and I couldn't disagree on more.
Are you kidding me?
And it has to do with accountability.
Mike's Wednesday's Words of Wisdom sweeping the nation like Lilo and Stitch.
Can't wait.
Everybody's talking
You can't
about
even say the name of his feature.
It's a lot of W's in there.
I know. Just leave the Wednesday out of it.
Mike's Words of Wisdom.
Another theory on, does anything ever good happen on a boat for an NFL player?
Oh, for an NFL player. I was going to say, I had some fun on a boat.
Boat plus athlete, I always feel like it ends poorly. And there's a story with Stephon Diggs. So,
and Odell Beckham Jr. just tuned out of the show.
We're going to talk about boats, and we're going to talk about Myles Garrett. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. So hang tight. More Covino and Rich next right here on Fox Sports Radio. Oh, and Mike's Words of Wisdom. Can't wait.
That's right. Now, from searching online to asking your friends and family, there's lots of ways to look for jobs. But what if you had one team that could help you find the right role? That's where Express Employment Professionals come in. Your local Express Employment Professionals office is one connection to endless job opportunities.
Yeah.
With just one application, they can help you find a job at a company that fits your needs. So visit expresspros.com.
And as always, Express never charges job seekers a fee. Express knows when companies are hiring, offering benefits and competitive pay. And in just one interview, they are prepared to present you multiple companies that fit your needs. So go to expresspros.com, get started, find the nearest location, and discover for yourself what it's like to have support in your job search.
You could also start your job search through the Express Jobs app. Download it today, search jobs, apply, and contact your local Express team. So at expresspros.com to start your job search today. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino. loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Sounds like Stitch singing, right?
Ohana means family.
That was Elmo.
I watched Lilo and Stitch, the original cartoon, for the first time last night.
Covino
And it was
discovered
mediocre at best.
he discovered that he could do a great Stitch, though.
I was like, this is,
How
I don't
dare
know.
you? The first one is a classic.
The artwork
The
sucks.
second one, the sequel, stunk.
I don't know, Danny G. I expected more. But guess what? Clearly I'm wrong because the live action is slaying it in the box office right now. Slaying it like the Pacers and the Thunder. Covino and Rich, Thunderstruck, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. Now, later on the show, Mike's words of wisdom. If you repeat it verbatim, you win a swiggy, so got to pay close attention.
Who's
Plus, Mike, who runs this place. Plus, midweek major, we do it every Wednesday. It's a Wednesday that feels like a Tuesday, so we go over the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. Are they midweek and major? We'll discuss.
All right, now, can we talk about Myles Garrett?
Yes, please.
Because Myles Garrett, this is a story that Danny G and I
Oh, by the way, I had one last thing because I have my little notes here. I don't know what sort of scribble scrabble you got going on, but I take notes. Rich is playing hangman and tic-tac-toe and doodling. Doodle boy. I did want to point out that
notes do you have?
everybody's raving about Halliburton. And, geez Louise, he's playing big, for real. So I can't take that away from him. But Siakam's also playing really great. He even had the post-game interview last night, said lots of great things, and he's in a really great space. I think his performance gets lost with Halliburton just playing so lights out.
What are you writing down over there? What are you about to pass to Danny? Let me see that note. P.S. I'm horny?
Shh, give it back.
You want to share that with the class?
Yeah. Give it back.
Oh, man.
That was for the revolting blob, not for Danny. So anyway, it's Covino and Rich. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Siakam, Halliburton, these guys, Neesmith, they're looking unstoppable right now. But I think the Knicks could win one more game at the Garden, give the hometown fans something to cheer about, give what do we call him? Shamalama Ding Dong? Timothy Chalamet something to cheer about.
And then, again, it gives you something to watch Saturday night. It gives you that hope of
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe they'll force a Game 7.
Oh, and a side note, I don't know if you saw it, but Timothy Chalamet went on record. I think he did an interview on SiriusXM, our other stomping grounds where we play music. It was an interview on SiriusXM, I believe, where he said that he would do his next biopic, if he could, as Ernie Johnson. And they had a run-in at the game, and he says to him, Ernie, I'm gonna do a biopic of you, man. And he goes to Chalamet, you made me the coolest grandpa that ever was. And they embraced and had a moment. Really cool to see.
Beautiful.
Total side story.
Yeah.
But regardless of the markets.
And Ben Stiller standing next to them
That's
the
right,
whole
yeah.
time. Like, what about me?
No one cares about Ben Stiller. But I think aside from the markets, I don't think you need big markets to have a nice battle in the NBA Finals.
Oh, no doubt. I was just talking about the general ratings for like the casual person.
I
That's
know,
all.
man. But like I said, I hate comparing sports, but it's like sometimes the headlining fight is the weakest fight of the night, and it's the undercard that really delivers.
No doubt.
So it's all about the matchups. And we'll see what happens.
Now, Myles Garrett, Danny, from the minute I saw this story, I was like, yeah, everyone's going to see it my way. And, of course, we start talking about this before the show. And
My way or the highway.
Danny and I completely disagree.
Yeah, you're wrong on this.
Myles Garrett, one of the best players in the NFL.
Wrong is Rich's middle name.
Myles Garrett, the guy who is currently in Japan hanging out with his new girlfriend. And he decided to not go to a voluntary. By the way, can we emphasize that word? Voluntary?
Is it weird that when you say
OTA.
Myles Garrett, I always think of Mrs. Garrett?
Voluntary, but not voluntary. The coaches and owners want you there.
Yes, Danny
They
G.
do.
No, yeah. Sorry, people may have missed what you said because my Mrs. Garrett joke really slayed. So you might want to repeat that.
Yeah, please.
Oh, man.
Everyone was in
I'm
their
sorry,
car
that was-
slapping
yeah,
their
let's
Everyone in
go.
their car was slapping their knee. Like, did he say Mrs. Garrett?
Yeah,
let's-
man. I think of Mrs. Garrett too, I was bro. thinking of This Mrs. guy's Garrett. awesome.
Let's stop the
Red hair.
show for a 1980s joke.
Right.
So I actually back Danny up. It may be voluntary, but
Yeah.
I think it's understood that you got to be there if you're a leader.
If you're
especially.
a veteran
Right.
and you're getting paid the most, in fact, what was Garrett's new contract from the Browns? Rich, do you remember?
I think it was $1 billion.
Close.
That's a good 90s.
Yeah, I mean, maybe somebody passed him, but at the time it was the largest contract for a defender.
But I look at it this way.
$100 billion.
I'm pretty certain that we live in a world now where there is a complete emphasis on work-life balance more than ever. Not just you at your workplace, like athletes and celebrities.
This is just
and
everybody's excuse to be lazy, bro. It's because work ethic's down the drain, so you're trying to justify it. Like, I choose life. No, you're choosing to be a jerk. That's what you're choosing.
No, I mean, you're
It's
choosing.
because I choose life. No, it's because you chose to be an underachiever and you don't like your job, and that's why. I feel like people really crutch on that as a reason for really putting in less effort.
Rich, he had months.
All this quiet quitting
He had
that
months to
everybody's
go travel, by the way. He had months off to go do this.
Keep in mind, I was the guy that did not have a problem with Aaron Rodgers chilling in Egypt last year because when you're a veteran and you've been there, done that, you're not a rookie. If they said, hey, we're doing some voluntary exercise at work, guess who doesn't show up? Colin Cowherd. You know why? Because he's like, I'm Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, and you and other people don't really appreciate that.
I don't mind. I get it.
And looking back at Aaron Rodgers, maybe he should have showed up to get some rapport with his new teammates that were on the. That's the thing. It's a revolving door. It's new players, new coaches on the team every year, right? So you're there to build chemistry and camaraderie. If you say, okay, he's always going to be ready to go, he's one of those players always in shape, it's not about him needing to go to be in shape. Okay, I understand that, and I'm with you on that. But to go and be a leader, this argument, Rich, of yours, I don't get it, because if our boss, Scott Shapiro, said, Rich Davis, I'm going to give you record-breaking money for a broadcaster.
Oh, keep going.
And now I'm going to do a walkthrough for the show you're on with the new people involved and people that used to be on the show. We're all going to do a walkthrough. I would like you to be there, but it's not, it's if you have other things that are more important, maybe, but I'd like you to be there. I think you would be there, Rich.
Danny, when you put it that way. But, all right, how about this? What if it happens to be the same day as my kid's school play? To Myles Garrett,
That's not what
being
happened with
there
Myles
for
Garrett.
This is not, yeah.
Well, hold on.
He was shopping for houses in
He's
Japan
at
or
an
whatever.
anime awards show. That's different.
But the anime award show clearly means something to the woman he's dating. And happy
Come on.
relationship.
That's
happy
not a college
girlfriend.
graduation like Alex Cora. It's not.
Nothing rhymes with a relationship, bro.
Yeah, Rich, I get the work-life balance, and I'm all for that. But if you're a leader on your team, you need to be there.
I agree, and I learned this lesson at 8 years old, so I completely disagree with whatever Rich is about to say.
Then don't call it voluntary.
Call it a mandatory meeting?
Yeah, I agree with that.
mean, how about you
Don't
just
call
step
it
up as a
voluntary
leader?
if it's not.
Okay. But I
Why
learned
call
this
it
at 8
voluntary?
years old. I was playing little kids soccer, the Union Soccer League, Union, New Jersey, and all the little kids show up for practice and getting ready for our first game. And I remember the coach saying this, and it rubbed me the wrong way at 8. So if you expect me to feel any different at 48, you're not going to get it. Because I remember the coach saying, yeah, we have this other kid on the team. I'm like, well, where is he at? His name is Anthony. I'm like, okay, where is he? He's not going to come to practice. Let's just say he's very good. I was like, what? So he's better than us?
And he's very good.
And he only showed up to the games. And you know what? Yeah, the kid was really good. And yeah, we won the championship. And yeah, we probably won every time that kid was on the field. But you know what? Nobody bonded with that kid. Nobody at all. And nobody liked him. And honestly, it ruined the team chemistry because everyone's like, what does this guy think he's better than us? It's like the guy that backs in at his parking spot, thinks he's better than you. What does Myles Garrett think he's better than you because he's getting paid more? He's part of the team. I just don't get it. I'm on Team Danny G when it comes to this. Now, we're also assuming everybody knows the story. They're not going to badmouth the guy, dude. I'm badmouthing my teammate 40 years later.
Yeah, and part of this, Rich, is because of the union's agreement with how many days out of the year the players are needed there to practice, right? We've seen that gap shorten to where you can't expect the players to work out as much as they used to. But nowadays, players work out on their own. If he was doing that, if he was off in another state, like, some of these guys have private trainers and companies that do this for them. If he was doing that, I get it. But he's not. He's at an anime award show.
And this is when other people start looking at you like you don't have that same hunger that you used to have. This is where the cracks start seeping into the armor. Like, what's going on, man? Why is he not here? He used to be here all the time. And it's not a good look when you are being paid what you're being paid. Now, the backstory is this. The newest sports power couple may have launched at an event this weekend because Myles Garrett and his new girlfriend, Chloe Kim, are the new power couple, and they were getting cozy at the Anime Awards. And in a related story, Myles Garrett was posting on social media that, hey, Tokyo, Japan, I'm trying to buy a place here ASAP. Hit me up if you know someone. I have nothing against Myles Garrett. Seems like a swell fella. He's a stellar athlete, very handsome, happy for his new relationship. Everybody's entitled to be happy in their relationship, and happiness is a major factor. But he's also getting paid lots of money. He's also part of a team. And when he starts separating himself from the team, that's a me thing, and me things don't really vibe with the team game. A la Aaron Rodgers, and he's still getting backlash, even though he's not even a Steeler yet. So
I
don't think it's
so
a
many
good look.
layers.
You brought up other radio personalities. I've worked with a lot of people who thought who they were, and they didn't show up to the company Christmas parties. I'm not a fan of that. I hope to never be that guy, Rich. And you say that these are the luxuries that being a veteran buys you. I think that shows that you're not as focused and committed as you used to be. It's all the things that got you to that point. Now all of a sudden you abandon those things because you got paid.
I look at what makes you the best, well-rounded person will have you deliver the highest quality product on the field. I look at it
Myles
this
Garrett's
way.
still going to be great. I'm not rooting against him.
I look at it this way. A happy Myles Garrett is a better Myles Garrett. I look at it like if they said, don't go to your award show with your girlfriend, you better be here, you clown. Then all of a sudden, Myles Garrett's already starting the season being like, yo, these sons of yours, they want me. I'm trying to establish my relationship. I met a woman I love. There's life after football.
That relationship's not paying him that sweet salary he's making.
He doesn't need it at this stage. There's only so much money you need. Life takes precedence.
Then take a pay cut if you're not going to be showing up. And that's nothing. You could insert any name. This isn't targeting Myles Garrett. He's a great player. He's a great guy. Has nothing to do with that.
Has he ever not
Insert
hustled?
Anybody.
Has Myles Garrett ever?
Yeah, but you're a leader and you're a veteran and you're not there. This is a team game. This isn't an individual sport. So I guess you could say the problem does lie in what it's called.
A voluntary
practice. But I think as a leader, it's almost understood and implied that you should be there.
Hey, Monty, Sunday at 6 a.m., there's going to be a voluntary Fox Sports Radio little instructional breakfast. Voluntary, Sunday morning, 6 a.m. You going to go?
Oh, I have work.
It's voluntary. It's,
No, I have work. I can't go.
Voluntary. Hey, Covino, would you go to something that was voluntary? If it's
No, but I also
stunk?
would never defend something I wouldn't do, and I would show up if I was getting paid like that and I was the leader in the clubhouse or locker room or whatever sport we're talking about. What's up?
Can I just say that whenever Myles Garrett goes to practice or goes to play a game, there's two things on his checklist. Sack the quarterback and stop the running back. And it's different for a quarterback. You're learning a playbook. You have new guys to throw to. You have an offense to learn. Being a defender like him and just being an edge rusher, your job is literally just sack the quarterback and you make money.
To question Myles Garrett in any way is wild because no one's ever questioned his intensity on the field. He's one of the best players of this generation. And I know it's not just about Myles Garrett.
Before the contract, he literally said, I don't want to be on this team anymore. And he wrote a letter about it.
Right, but then money came
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So you got all that fat money in your account. Now show up for the team, whether it's involuntary, voluntary, who cares? You're one of the leaders. You're one of the highest paid players in the world.
And they have a short shelf life. I mean, the guy's going to be retired in his
and it's
in
not
his
like
40s.
they've had a
He has plenty
leash
of
on
time.
him every single day of the year. He's had months off to go do his personal
Yeah, but
stuff.
that wasn't when the anime awards were, Danny. They were now. And if that's what he wants to do with his girlfriend, listen, I learned a lot of lessons over the last 5 years. And one of those big lessons has to be that you could love your job, then I'll love you. Now, it might be a little different here at Fox Sports Radio. We have a great relationship with our bosses, but who knows if those bosses will be here in 5, 10, 20 years. I hope so. Listen.
I'm tweeting that out. Rich Davis says bosses have 5 years left.
So look at it. Look at it this way: you choose work over personal. Well, does work always choose you? You see how the NFL cuts players?
Are they paying him a ridiculous amount of money?
It doesn't matter.
It
He
does
earned
matter.
that money. He earned that money.
Give me a break,
They
dude.
don't pay him because
you're comparing like other people who are working as an accountant somewhere to what Myles Garrett does. The guy's getting paid, bro.
That's a BS.
So if the dude
answer.
if the dude at the warehouse chooses to be with his family, yeah, come on, he's not getting paid what this guy's getting paid.
Well, guess what? He
You
can't sack
compare the
He
two.
can't sack the quarterback.
Yeah, but you can't compare it. And people are going to notice these things. Look, what are your thoughts? This isn't anything personal on Myles Garrett. Not for me, anyway.
If Myles Garrett,
this is a matter of, like, how does it look in your opinion when superstars on the team, leaders on the team, don't show up to these voluntary practices?
the Cleveland Browns should be counting their lucky stars that this guy decided to stay with this bunk organization. Let's be real.
He didn't have a choice. They refused to trade him. They flat out said, we will not trade you. And that's why they gave him that ransom that they gave him.
And, and I never like anyone acting like they're better than anybody. I think that's where you lose people. Honestly, I think it screams so many different things. You're not as hungry as you used to be. You're not as committed as you used to be. You're not as cool as you used to be.
I have a question. What if you asked every single one of his teammates, and they were all like, yo, he's a leader?
You're not going to badmouth the guy. That would also be counterproductive. You think they're pumped about it? You think the guy that's there busting his ass is pumped that the other guys aren't there? Like I said, insert any name.
All right. I mean, I want to continue this because I think you guys are out of your freaking mind. But let's go to Monty for an update. Yo, Bolaños.
Yo, Livy
What it
Dunn
do?
is in action.
Livy
She
Dunn?
is,
Yes,
she is at the Diamondbacks Pirates game in Arizona, and I think they're pulling Paul Skeens out after 6 innings and 2/3 pitched. Even though he hasn't given up any runs, he has only given up 4 hits. But I assume that he has reached the number that they're looking for. But the Pirates are just crushing the Diamondbacks. It's 8-0, bottom of the 7th inning, and the Diamondbacks are down to their final out, which I don't know why they would be taking him out. He must have just reached his number. The Marlins officially tied the game, scoring 5 runs in the 5th inning, topped off by a 3-run shot from Otto Lopez. So it is Marlins and Padres tied at 6 apiece, top of the 6th inning. The Guardians defeated the Dodgers 7-4, but more importantly, Clayton Kershaw, he pitched 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 3 strikeouts. Wow. So he is 26 away from 3,000 strikeouts. So we are on Kershaw watch. Quickly here in the NFL, guys, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams told the media today that he wants to be in Chicago. He always wanted that, despite a recent report that said he wanted to be drafted by the Vikings and even debated trashing the Bears to force the team's hand. Back to you guys.
Thank you,
I have a
Monty
question.
Bolaños.
I have a question for you knuckleheads. If you're Paul Skeens,
Who, Mr. Personality?
he looks way cool with a beard, by the way.
I'm going to hate on him because he's not a Yankee yet. When he is,
When he is,
then
you're
I'll be
going to
all
love
pumped.
him.
I'm like, I love his no personality.
Paul
He's got the
Skeens
best no personality ever.
is still, after today's win, he'll still be under 500.
Yeah.
But an ERA at 2.17.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all.
And one of the league leaders in strikeouts. Does he do an odd thing and say, no, I'm going to stick it out with Pittsburgh and see what they build?
Not a
Or at
chance.
his first opportunity, is Skeens a Dodger, Met, a Red Sox, a Padre?
O'Neal Cruz is gone.
I mean-
Skeens is gone. Unless they start paying people, these
Right.
guys move on.
Yeah.
Is Pittsburgh just a dead end?
Yeah.
That's
It's a great stadium.
That's unfortunate because it's
Great
a great
city.
city,
Yeah.
great legacy. All right. Well, hey, we got more Covino Rich. And your thoughts on this Myles Garrett thing? You team Danny G and Covino and all these boneheads, or are you on the right side? Rich Davis. We'll take your feedback next, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Yeah! CNR, baby! Covino and Rich, CNR on FSR. By the way, I want to say, how do you acknowledge a death anniversary? That's kind of awkward. But we lost Harambe 9 years ago today. Remember the gorilla? I used to love that gorilla.
Of course.
We wrote a song about him, honestly. If you check it out. If you don't believe me, check out Harambe, Covino, and Rich on YouTube. and you'll find a tribute.
Can't play it here.
Can't play it here, but we do have a tribute. But
It charted. It was number 734 in the country.
oh, it went aluminum in Canada, yeah. So look
What'd
up.
you say? It went aluminum?
Yeah. Look it up on YouTube.
That is amazing.
But
I've
that
never
was
heard that.
9 years ago. Again, Covino Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Later today, midweek major, Mike's Words of Wisdom. We're giving away prizes, but taking your phone calls now at 877-99 on Fox at Covino and Rich. Myles Garrett not showing up to voluntary camp. What do you think of that? We'll take your phone calls. But right now, it's live from Fox Sports Radio studios. Tire Rack Play of the Day. The Knicks could not get stops when they needed them in the fourth quarter, and the Pacers slammed the door shut.
And Halliburton got it in. Toppin for three! Toppin for three!
Nothing better than Toppins and
Fichtens and Toppins. Former Nick, by the way, will be topping.
Indiana up 3-1, courtesy of Pacers Radio Network, and that's your Tire Rack Play of the Day.
For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, I made a list.
Are you a fan of Toppins and Fichtens?
Yes, I am, in fact. Fichtens. I made a list of things that all make me feel the way that Myles Garrett's decision makes me feel. Now, again, it's not personal. Myles Garrett is a great player. But when they start acting this way, not showing up for voluntary practices, it shows me they're not as hungry as they used to be. How about the guy that doesn't go to the award show to accept his award? Like, I'm here accepting on behalf of so-and-so. Oh, thank you very much. Like, where's that guy? He's too good for everybody? That's how I feel. He didn't show up for his own award?
All right, fine.
That guy backs his car into parking spaces.
He does.
Sir Anthony Hopkins would rather be resting at home.
How about the guy that doesn't go to his prom or doesn't go to the reunion?
Yeah,
it's like, oh, what, you're too cool for everybody? You're too cool to show up?
Didn't have a date.
Didn't lie. I don't like that. The guy who doesn't show up for his diploma. Rich always defends that guy. I'm like, dude, that was like you were part of the graduating class.
I'm
You're
protesting
not going
the system.
Exactly. You're so cool. You're so, are you serious? These are all things that
and
make
I feel
me
like
feel that way. The
Rich-
guy that
Rich
doesn't show to camp.
Yes, and Rich didn't learn his lesson. He didn't show up that last day to his radio job where they threw a party for him, and he wasn't there.
Exactly.
I also didn't go to my college graduation.
What's wrong with you? You put all that work in.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, just recently my daughter, it's the wrapping up of the school year, right? She got a 4.0, and they were giving out awards.
No thanks to you.
No thanks to me. And she's like, Dad, I'm not going. I'm like, why not? She's like, no one's going. I'm like, yo, you worked hard. You're going. You're accepting your accolade. Don't be too cool to accept your accolade. Don't be cool to go to your voluntary practice to show that you're part of the team. Team sport, man.
Don't call it voluntary then. Myles Garrett, go hang out and enjoy life with your new girlfriend. You're in love. You're happy.
Athletes have plenty of time to enjoy life,
so
dude.
much more important than an OTA.
You're applying regular
not
thoughts for a guy who lives a ridiculous life.